So today I'm going to be showing you my favorite poses that I practice on my yoga wheel. This is my Yogi Bear wheel that I've had for a couple of years now. It's super sturdy, pretty light, under 2 kilos I would say, and it's been such a beneficial tool for me on my personal yoga journey, and I cannot tell you how much of a release and liberation that I feel in my back. You know that feeling when you do crack a back? Yeah, I think some of you know that. This yoga wheel gives you exactly that. And so I'm going to be taking you through some of my favorite postures that you can practice using the wheel. Let's come and meet on the mat, everyone.
So at number 1 is the melting heart pose, which is one of my absolute favorites. I like to spread my knees mat width apart, so take it pretty wide here. And start to roll the wheel forwards and just let your forehead and the nose kind of reach down to the mat. This is such an amazing stretch for your spine and the shoulders. I love practicing this pose at the end of a long day or if I'm feeling a little tired. This is my second favorite pose, which is a variation of the bound angle pose. It's literally one of the best hip openers around. So you start by placing the edges of the feet on top of the wheel, and then either reaching your hands to the part of the wheel that's closest towards you, or I personally like to reach my hands forwards all the way, grabbing hold at the edge of the wheel. And then after a few breaths, I draw my forehead down towards the heels. This is such a beautiful opening pose for the inner thighs, the hips, and it's also a wonderful release for your spine. A forward fold for your hamstrings have never felt so good because not only are you stretching your hamstrings here, but you can get this amazing shoulder opening as well. I place my hands on top of the wheel and then I just like to roll backwards and forwards for a couple of breaths. At number 4, we have the half pigeon pose. So this is a preparation for Kapottanasana, and it's a very deep back bend, so be mindful around the knees and just listen to how your spine is feeling. Come onto your knees and then slowly start to recline all the way down, and if it feels good, reach your hands back. Take a few breaths here. One of my favorite and fun little ways to use the wheel is in this way. It's a side body stretch that allows you to rotate fully through your torso, and it also gives you an opportunity to lengthen your hamstrings, the inner thighs, and the groin. You can roll the wheel back and forth from right to left. Here at number 6, we have a variation of the fish pose where we are placing the forearms down onto the mat. I like to roll myself backwards and forwards a couple of times, and then when I feel open, dropping the forearms down and extending the legs fully. It makes a really nice stretch for your belly as well. One of the many ways we can open through our heart and shoulders is to come into this seated reclining pose. Comfortably try and rest your upper back, shoulders, and then interlace your hands to support the back of your neck, just allowing your whole back to rest on the yoga wheel. You can also sit in a cross-legged position if you prefer. This is one of the most painfully amazing stretches in my opinion to really starting to lengthen your hamstrings. It's similar to your seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, except we're intensifying it because our heels are placed on the wheel. First start by drawing the chest down, and after a few breaths you may be able to reach for the tip of the wheel as you surrender the heart down on top of the thighs. Try and remain here for a few breaths to get the most benefit out of the posture. At number 9, we have plow pose, which is a hamstring and shoulder stretch because we're binding our hands together. Such a wonderful way to straighten up your hamstrings and have a nice shoulder stretch. You may feel like lifting one leg up into the sky, so coming into a version of shoulder stand, or if you prefer, just simply lay the tops of your feet down on the wheel and you don't have to lift the legs up. It's just a different variation for you. I love this pose. It's one of my favorite inversions to practice using the wheel. Leaving the best for the last, this is officially my favorite way of using the yoga wheel, and it's the full spinal extension. So you just take a few rocks backwards and forwards and then just let your whole body literally melt all the way down. This is a wonderful way to relieve any pain in your back. You can gently roll the spine up and down, and it's a great way to open through your shoulder blades as well. Such a good relaxation pose.
Hey everyone, I hope you found that yoga wheel tutorial helpful and you have a better idea of how to make the most out of your wheel. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next tutorial soon. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly yoga tips and classes delivered directly to your inbox. Stay safe. Namaste.